Good afternoon, everyone. It's Gina from Gina K Designs, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm so excited to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Today, I got up this morning and I put this shirt on. It's a little crooked. I think I look like that commercial where you don't use the right kind of fabric softener and your shirt's all stretched out. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I put this shirt on and I was kind of getting ready in the mirror and I thought, gosh, I love this color combination. I want to make a card using this color combination sometime. So I thought, why don't I match my t-shirt? Let's do a card today that matches the colors in my t-shirt. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Happy afternoon, everybody.
How's it going back in the dead space?
It's going quite nice and quiet back here.
Yeah.
Today. Yes.
Well, it's great to see you today. Are you? Do you have a word of the day later for us?
I have some regional idioms, like slang phrases from different parts of the country that should be fun.
Oh, that's good. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to hear what you've come up with.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Tom? Do you like this idea of making a card to match my outfit?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. We're going to do it. Now, I have a question for all of you out there. So as you're watching and chatting along, what inspires you to create a card? What do you look at? Do you look at fabrics in a fabric store? I just saw Kathy just said that the thunderstorm is inspiring her to make a card, like matching the thunderstorm, those grays, or maybe you're driving home at night after work and you see that beautiful sunset. Maybe that inspires you to make a card. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. They're all saying that I inspire them, Tom. And that's really sweet, and I appreciate that. But I know that some of you guys, if you're like me, you go into the store, you walk into Target and you see like a throw pillow or something, and you're like, ooh, I love that color combination. And then you start naming it. That's turquoise sea and jelly bean green. I got to make a card using that. Come on, we're all a little bit crazy like that, right? So that was kind of the inspiration for today. I thought that this shirt, I've worn it before, and a couple of you guys have said to me, oh, I really like that shirt. And I think the colors are really unique. So let's just go to the overhead for a second. And let's take a look at my shirt. So here are the colors in my shirt. And I picked a couple of colors that I think would match really nicely. So when I look at these colors, I see wild dandelion. So that's a must, right? And then I also see in here powder blue. This is powder blue. Now, maybe it doesn't look as powdery, or maybe it looks a little more powdery than that blue, but I don't know if you can see that. It might look a little Moonlit Fog on the screen, but in real life, it is not Moonlit Fog. It is more powder blue. So I definitely think these two colors together. And then this green, I thought our medium spruce would be perfect for this green, right? And then there's some dark in here, and I thought maybe the dark spruce would mix well with that. So yeah, right? I think these colors would go well. And of course, you know me, I have to add black because I'm going to do a greeting and you never know. So my shirt today is wild dandelion, powder blue, medium spruce, and dark spruce. And there's also white in there, if you could see the little white parts. So that'll be the white background, or maybe even the white overlay that we'll do on the die today. So that's kind of my plan. And I thought it would be fun to use these two dies here. So I wanted to use the curved floral layering bundle again. We still have some of these left, but we're really limited. And I thought that I would do some ink blending and make this my color palette. But instead of doing black on top, I thought I would use this and do white on top, because white is so beautiful. I know, I'm telling you, my shirt is really powder blue. I don't know why that doesn't come up on the screen, but maybe it looks a little more powder blue in here. I was looking, let me show you one more thing here. Where is it? So I was looking at Moonlit Fog, and let's do the shirt thing. So I was looking at Moonlit Fog for that blue, but that does that make it look more blue? It's very, very subtle. Can you see the blue in there? That is not Moonlit Fog. It's definitely more powder blue. So we'll go with powder blue because I think it's going to work really well. And let's see where this card goes. So to begin, I'm going to get a piece of cardstock here. And I'm going to grab my die cutting machine. And I'm going to start by die cutting a couple of these. It's not picking up any blue. I promise you. I'm going to take an up-close picture of the fabric itself in the right light so that you guys can see the color. And then I'll put that into when I post my cards later, I will put that into the mix so that you guys can see it. So I'm going to cut out one of these. And do I have room for one of these? I think I do. So I'm going to cut one of each of these out. I'm going to actually do 2. So I'm going to need 2 rounds. Hopefully that's all going to fit okay. This is just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And I believe, I can get both of these out. All right.
We probably could have done the light a little brighter on the overhead too.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, we didn't use your shirt as a guide.
As a guide? Okay. Well, but we also don't want to bleach out because that's awfully bright white. We don't want to bleach that out so much that, they can't see the colors getting laid down. So it's a conundrum. It's hard to figure out exactly how to do it. So I'm just going to poke this out. It'll just take a minute. I could have pre-done these, but honestly, I didn't know if I was going to do an overlay or not today. And when you're poking this out, just make sure that you really get the edges so that you don't tear anything when you're pulling it out of this die. Just really poke the pieces out. Don't just try to pull it out of the die because there's a lot of delicate stuff going on with this die. Let's see. I really should have done this one upside down because there's a lot of little delicate pieces in here. And you guys know that when you do your dies upside down, they cut better. I don't know why that is, but see, that didn't cut as well. So I got it though. I just have to pull them off instead of having it all fall out. The next round, I will do the other way, and you'll see how much easier all these pieces come out. Yeah, so inspiration is just everywhere. I actually was walking around a furniture store looking at furniture, and they had all of these beautiful pillows. I'm going to actually cut this out in the other direction so I can show you. I don't want you to think this is a hard die to cut out. It isn't. It's just a matter of cutting it the right way on the die cutting machine. So let me poke all this out, and then it'll be a lot easier. You guys know about the tossing your die down technique of getting all the little bits and pieces out. If you just drop your die a couple times, and the higher you drop your die from, like if you're standing up and you drop it on the floor, all the little bits and pieces come out a lot easier. So I just dropped it a couple times. I'll work on this. I can get them out, but I don't want to work that hard right now. So let's do one more cut. So normally when I cut these dies out, I will lay it on its back off to one side of the die cutting machine, and I will lay my piece of cardstock on top. And then I will cut. I know I should cut another one there, but we'll do the next 2 together. Now you can see everything is just falling out of this die. See that? It makes a huge difference. So let's just poke these out. You can see they come out really easily then. And I always like to do these delicate pieces first. Make sure they're on their way out easily. And now let's see if we can get this out more easily. Yes. See, everything is just falling right out. Isn't that amazing, the difference between cutting it on its back and cutting it on its front? Why? I don't know. Must have something to do with the way the pressure on the machine is set up or something, but look at that. I got almost everything out of this die too. And it is a good idea to clean out your die before you do your next cut, because it's hard for the paper to make the close contact if it's got die cut pieces stuck inside of it. Wow, there's a hot rod out there, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that picked up. But you guys heard it. Okay, so crafter size. Yes, definitely. Dropping your die and then bending down to pick it up. That could be your workout. And you're still crafting at the same time. I love that idea. Crafter size. That's a great word of the day. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to cut out one more set here. Let's do one more quick set. And then we'll get started on the color blending. So I need another piece of cardstock here. I am definitely working my way through all of my scraps. These aren't really scraps, but they ended up in my scrap box. So you see the way I'm staggering that on the machine a little bit? Okay. I don't want to get them too close to each other. Let's see if this works. Hoping for the best. Okay, there we go. And through we go. I'm on the struggle bus today, guys. Woo! Well, that came out pretty good. Yeah, when it's kind of not stuck to everything else, I think we got a good thing going on. There we go. Those pieces are falling out pretty well. Getting all over everything. Okay. So I can pull that out. There we go. Another one cut out really easily. And again, drop the die. See how they all fall out? You're going to have to recruit Lori A and Vicky D on your word of the... I know, right, Tom? It's great. I know. They're so good about providing good words of the day for us. And then we've got this last one here that we will just pop out. Okay. So now I think I have all of my die cut pieces for my ink blending that I need. Sorry, it's loud. You all right there, Tom? Sorry about that. Oh, goodness. So I have die cut pieces everywhere.
Hey, the bundles did not replace the kits, right, in the releases?
No, but we just have a couple of bundles that I have for events. And so we've been releasing them each month. But full-blown kits will probably start sometime mid-summer again, because we've got a couple more bundles to share with you before we're back to kits. All right, so now we're going to do our ink blending. And remember, like I did in my last couple of cards, we're going to ink blend on 2 at a time. Oh, Tom, you know what you have to get for me?
Okay.
You need to get a tape runner for me. I gave it to Wendy. It's in Wendy's office, so I need my tape runner back. So in the meantime, while Tom is doing that, let's die cut a circle. Makes you the tape runner, yeah. So we're going to cut a couple circle dies, and I've got those right here because I am going to do another wreath style card with this, and I just love the way this creates wreaths. I really do. And I am going to be trimming this down again, but this time, instead of doing the black like we did on this card, we're going to be accenting with the white. The tape runner. Oh my gosh, Tom always has something funny to say, doesn't he? So let's go with a little bit of a smaller circle this time. I think we'll do this size. Tom's back already. Wow, did you jog? Mm-hmm. There it is. Thank you. And we're going to cut a white double-stitched one. Let's make sure this feels like it's going to work. I think it will. I think that this is a lot of white in the picture, but I think this is going to be very beautiful wrapped around like that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the white one here, the double stitched. And then I'm going to do a black single stitched. So yeah, my die cutting plates are very dirty. I'm wiping them on my shirt that I'm supposed to be using as inspiration. We'll get a black piece and we'll cut that single stitched one that's going to create our shadow layer. I really feel like the little black edge, even though I'm going to be using white overlay for this curved floral banner, I still think that little black edge peeking through just really makes it stand out from the card base itself. Okay, so I think we're good for die cutting for a little bit. I won't close it and blast Tom's ear out. So what I like to do with this, again, is I like to add that little bit of tape on the back just to stabilize it. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm spreading them out just a little bit so they're not too close to each other. And now we've got to decide, how are we going to do our colors? So again, I'm looking at my shirt and I'm thinking that the flowers should be yellow, but then the little accents could be blue. Or the little accents could be medium spruce and blue. All right, so welcome to all our new friends joining us. It's so wonderful to see new friends and old friends, right? Our new friends are silver and our old friends are gold. All right, now let's start with the flowers. So we're lining up the flowers and the berries. And then I'm going to use a little pixie tape. You can use washi tape or any kind of tape you want. I've got pixie tape close by, and I am enjoying using it. I think their pixie tape is new and improved, too. That's what I heard through the grapevine. Seems to be working pretty well for me here. Okay. Now, the one thing that I'm not going to do with this card is I'm not going to use the masks and fillers. I'm not going to do any of this design today. I did promise you a plaid, and that is coming up in the future. But today, I just think we're going to go straight ahead, neutral. So I'm going to start with yellow, and my yellow of choice is the Wild Dandelion today. Although this card, you could mix a little bit of lemon drop in there. Do you see how there's like a bright yellow and a soft yellow? So if you wanted to mix them, you could. But I'm going straight away Wild Dandelion. We're going bright. So let's get that on there. Now we could do these two. Let's do these two with the Wild Dandelion. Just these two. And then let's do the berries and this one with the powder blue. Okay. Let me get another ink stand. So we're going to do the powder blue on this one. Oh, I love hanging out with you guys. Are you kidding? Now I'm going to be careful not to mix my colors here because I don't want to make green. So I'm going to just keep my powder blue over here. And over here. Okay, I already am absolutely in love with this color combination. All right, let's take that off. Oh, beautiful. Now we're going to just lay it right back on here, carefully not to get ink all over. This is not actually a color combination that I would have thought of on my own. And that's what I love about pulling inspiration from things like clothing and textiles. When you go to like the home goods store and places like that, and you just kind of roam around and you see beautiful throw blankets and throw pillows. Yes, country blue. That blue is so pretty. Okay, here we go. And here with the yellow. Yellow is just such a bright, fun, happy color. So this definitely has to be a happy card today. Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, and then back to the powder blue. These were the colors of your wedding, Teresa? My goodness, it's gorgeous. Love that. All right, and we'll add a little bit of that in there. Yeah, that country blue. I agree. That's something. Okay. There we go. So we've got the first ones done. Now we're going to move into the medium spruce. And I'm going to clean this. You know I'm going to do something if I don't clean this. Going to make a mess somewhere. How many of you have gotten this bundle already? I know a lot of you got it when I taught that class for scrapbook and cards today, but I know a lot of you are still waiting for it. I saw our shipping team back there really hustling today. Well, they hustle every day, but they're really working through the orders, getting your bundles out. So if you're waiting for your bundle, it's coming, I promise.
What's the name of the bundle?
The bundle is called the Curved Floral Layering Bundle. Curved Floral. All right, so we're going to add these leaves on top now. Now, this is the tricky part. Again, you want to make sure that they line up down here and then up near the top. Now, if you struggle with getting it lined up, again, it could be that this part of your design is bent a little bit. So just try to straighten it out so it fits. You may have bent it a little bit when you press down on it or something with the tape. All right, now I need a medium spruce brush. So we're going to start with that and get some medium spruce in there. Seriously, this is not a color combination that I would have thought of. That's what's so fun. And sometimes you just need a brand new color combination to kind of get your creative juices flowing. You guys know that I lean a lot on turquoise sea, jelly bean green. I mean, sometimes I look at my Instagram and I'm like, girl, you got ink pads that are like screaming your name and you're not using them. And going into your wardrobe, going into the stores, looking around, even looking online at just, furniture and things like that, the way that designers put colors together. I'm going to do the same thing I did on my last card. I'm going to accent this with a little bit of the dark spruce. So I have to find that tiny blending brush again. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, where did that go? Did I put it somewhere else? Okay, I think this will work. Okay. So I just want a tiny little bit. So that's medium spruce. There we go. I got some of the dark spruce on there. So I'm going to add just a little bit of the dark spruce just in these areas down here, just to darken it up a little bit and to add that color that's in my shirt. We need to do that. Ooh, I love how that looks. I'm using a small blending brush for this. That's all you need. But if you don't have a small blending brush, never fear. Just dip the tip of your bigger brush onto the ink and rub it in and just use the tip of the brush so the bristles don't go past a certain point. But I really like these tiny blending brushes. We've got little packs of them too, if you just need one or two for this kind of purpose. Okay, so now we've got that color. Ready for that reveal? Are we getting close? Are we looking like my shirt? We're getting there? Yeah. Okay, here we go with the other one. Okay. It's taken me a second here to see properly. What am I doing wrong? Here we go. There's that up there. There we go. I think that's going to do it. I think I moved this. Yeah. That's usually the culprit right there. So if you get the top right, you can tape that down, and then you can finagle this side a little bit. I think I'm having a harder time seeing through it because it's got ink on it. There we go. I'm going to do that end first and then move this one into place. Okay, that's going to work. Enough. It's going to be close enough. Okay, so now let's go with the medium spruce again. I could have wiped that off to not get too much of that dark spruce in there, but I think it's going to be okay. Wiping it off would have probably been a good idea no matter what. But I might not use this whole one anyway. And then a little dark in there, up along the bottom. I love the way these colors blend together. And if you are new to Gina K Designs and you haven't tried our ink yet, I do want to tell you that it has a smoothing agent in it. And for my friends out there that have our ink, they'll tell you that their blending gets easier when you've got that smoothing agent in there. Oh yes, that's beautiful. Now, I'm going to put this aside, and now I'm going to add some centers to these flowers. So let's make sure that this is in the right direction. Now, I'm going to do the blue on all of this. Although I could do the sage in the center, because you see how these flowers have that spruce color, that medium spruce in the center. But I think I want a few more pops of blue. So let's just go ahead and go with the blue. I don't feel like we're giving enough blue here. There's my tape. And I could add the Moonlit Fog into the areas that I was using for gray the other day. So that might work. Just in case there's a little Moonlit Fog in here. All right, here we go. Powder blue. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Does that make you happy? Because that really makes me happy, that color combination. Oh, thank you guys. I'm so glad that you're having the same results that I get with the ink. I just find that the smoothing agent in there really makes a difference when it comes to blending. You don't notice it as much with stencils, but you really notice it when you're doing just plain old ink blending, to create a sunset or a sunrise. You might ink blend and you might look at it and go, oh, that looks a little blotchy. And then you run to the bathroom and you come back and it's all smooth. And you're like, I don't know how that happened, but I'll take it. Okay. Let's see. I don't know when we don't have very many sales. We just have a couple of sales a year. So generally not until sometime mid to late summer. And we usually do something for Black Friday, but that's usually our biggest times of the year. So if you want something, I wouldn't wait forever. And then, of course, those sales are subject to what's in stock. We're trying our best. We have a huge ink order out there, so we're hoping for the best. And we'll see. Now, for this, I'm going to use that Moonlit Fog, like I said. That's this color here, that little bit of gray. I know it appears to be a little close on the lid to the medium spruce, but it really isn't. And I'm going to go so light-handed with it. I'm going to use my gray brush for it. And I'm not going to do these centers. I'm going to add some pearls to that. So just a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit here. Let's take a look at that. I feel like maybe a little more right there. Okay. Yeah. You see how that just fills in those areas that needed the definition? Love that. And Moonlit Fog is a green gray. It's a warm gray, where soft stone and stormy sky are more cool grays. So the difference between those is when we color blend those inks, we put a little bit more green in the Moonlit Fog, and we put a little more blue in the stormy sky and the soft stone. And that really helps you decide what color gray you want to use, because if your colors are generally more cool, like the leading colors are more cool, you can use the cooler gray and it looks great. You can use the warmer gray if you've got more, like I have here, of greens and yellows. So there we go. There's my flowers. You can see them a little bit more closely there. Okay. So again, I'm a little off on this one. I don't know why. It's certainly not the stencil or the die. I cut them both with the same one, but I probably bent a couple of these pieces a little bit. But I am going to cut this one off right in here. So this isn't going to matter as much. The only thing that you might see is if I do the overlay on top of this one, which looks so stunning, a little bit more white might show over here. But that's okay. I don't mind that. I actually like the white to show a little bit because I feel like it gives it more dimension. And you see, doesn't that make that flower come to life when you put the overlay on it? You wouldn't think that it would look that much different because it already looks white, but when you lay it on top, you get more of that pop. Okay. So, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know who's even going to Scrap Fest. I can't answer that question, but you can always check our retailers list on our website to see if any of those stores are going to be at Scrap Fest, and you can contact them and ask them if they would bring cardstock that you want. That's a possibility. Alrighty, now I'm going to look at this again. I feel like we're on a good path here. Keep bringing my shirt into the mix. You know, it'd be really pretty. I don't know if I can do it, but maybe I will try it. Shall we try it? What I'm thinking is to lay this stencil back on top, because that's going to cover everything. I'm going to lay this stencil on top, and I'm going to add some sweet corn on top of this to warm up the yellow a little bit. I know that's crazy, but I'm going to do it. Let me find that. Here is our sweet corn ink. Now this ink is a warmer yellow, and I feel like we've got some warm yellow in there too that might look really pretty. So we're just going to warm it up a little bit with a blending brush here. Make sure I wipe whatever was on there before. Okay. And I'm going to add that in. I'm using a small blending brush, and I'm going to add that in just right around the center, just to warm it up a little bit. Might not make much of a difference on screen, but I think when you see the card in real life, can you see how that just gave it more dimension right away? Just to the center. Because we want to keep that wild dandelion out there, but that little addition just, I don't know, it just adds so much. And it's real easy to replace these. Just be careful you don't get it on the blues. But we're sticking right into the center, so we'll do the same thing here. Just warm up that center. Oh, that's nice. I like that. And again, card making's not a race. So if you want to go back and add some warmth like that, go ahead and do it. You know, take your time and make your cards. Enjoy the process of making the card, and don't worry so much about how long a card takes you to make, because it doesn't really matter. We make cards because it's fun to make cards. We give cards because people love to receive them. But the fact that we give them doesn't mean we have to make them faster. All right. Now, if you want that to stop sticking, here's a little tip for you. Just take your embossing magic pad and just pat on the back a little bit, and that takes the sticky away. Now it's not going to stick anymore. It's going to be easy to maneuver. That embossing magic pad is very magic. Okay. I'm going to just turn this paper over. So I do like a good Swiffer duster, but I ran out of them with one of my last techniques. So now I'm going to lay these on top. So we're going to do a little gluing, and I am going to glue this whole thing on top, and then I am going to trim it down, which is crazy, I know, but it's easier for me to trim after I get the glue on here than, you know, before. And also it'll allow me to see really the best places to trim, and then if I want to use the pieces that I trim off, I still can. I'm using the Gina K Designs Connect glue in our fine tip bottles. It's great for these kinds of intricate designs. I know some people use like micro dots and things like that, and they work too. But I'm a glue girl. I don't know, maybe it's from my childhood, but gluing it's very relaxing to me to add the glue. And it's also very forgiving. So as you start to assemble this together, if it doesn't look right, glue is wet, so you can move it around a little bit. Now, I do know some people add glue to their adhesive to give it a little bit of movement before it sticks permanently, and that's fine too. You certainly can do it that way. They'll just put a little glue on the back of their taped stuff so that they have some wiggle room. Did I get these? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. So let's get this on top of this one. You're turning into a glue girl? You know, me too. Like, I used to only be a tape girl. But then when I started doing this kind of stuff, I realized how nice it is to have that extra wiggle room. So I'm kind of starting down here at this end, getting that all on top, and then working my way down to the other end, lining it up together. And then this one, which is so delicate here at the end. So isn't that pretty? That's just so nice. Yeah, you can put glue on your foam strips, right, Judy? Stuff like that, and it gives you a little more wiggle room. But, you know, I just have fun with the glue itself. That one I didn't aim. See, the glue is still wet enough that I can move it around and get it in place. I love that. When tape is involved, you know, you don't have quite so much time. Okay, so I'm putting that one there. Now, oh, you're so sweet, Shirley. My work is not perfect, though, and you're going to see that here when none of this over here lines up. It doesn't always work out, and my trash can is pretty much always overflowing with things that didn't work out. But sometimes even something like this, enough of it works out where you can trim it down and use a portion of it. So That's kind of what I plan to do today anyway, so it's all going to work out. This here is not going to work out over here, this part, but it's all right. I did hear somebody say, you know, oh, if you have white showing, you can always go in with a marker, or you can go in with a little paintbrush and some re-inker and fill it in. And you definitely can do that. But again, the white doesn't bother me because I feel like that little white showing here and there gives it dimension. It kind of creates some separation between the design underneath and the overlay. Kind of like a drop shadow almost. Your design becomes like a drop shadow where the part that's on top is a little offset. And so it just creates more dimension that way. So we're not going to stress out about things not lining up perfectly. We're going to pretend we meant it to be that way. And we're going to look at it and go, it's better than horrible, which is our slogan around here. Right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
So, Tom, while I'm gluing, what is your word of the day or your street phrases, your street gang phrases?
Okay, so we have some regional idioms.
Oh, idioms.
Idioms, just kind of slang phrases from different parts of the country. So if you're from these regions, one of these regions, feel free to jump in and either confirm or dispute, or just give us more information on these. One part of the country, in adult beverages, liquor, cigarettes, all those kinds of things, those fun things, they're referred to as a Florida Happy Meal.
Hey, I've been in Florida and I've had that Happy Meal. Not the cigarettes, but
the Florida Happy Meal. Okay.
But the fruit salad, for sure.
Fruit salad is definitely part of a balanced Florida Happy Meal.
Definitely.
Okay. And so if you quickly slide from the left lane of the highway all the way over to the exit in one movement, that's known as a Jersey slide.
Oh my gosh. Well, just so you guys know, Tom and I are originally from Philadelphia and we lived in New Jersey for quite a while. And I mean, I've seen the Jersey slide.
The Jersey slide, yeah.
Yeah.
We may have even done this Jersey slide once or
we
twice.
have.
Sorry to say, but could have happened. Who knows? Okay, and then the third we have from the state of Rhode Island.
Oh yeah, Rhode Island.
So
Love
a hot dog, wiener, Frankfurter, in Rhode Island is often referred to as a gagger. Or if in the local parlance it would be, hey, pull over, let's get a couple of gaggers.
I love it.
Gaggers. So a couple of
so some people are confirming and others are denying.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's funny.
A little bit of local lore for
a
you
gaga. All right, so my goal here is, Tom, your accent was spot on. Well, you know, we're from the East Coast, and Tom and I have worked very hard to lose some of our Philadelphia accent, but Tom can pull out an East Coast accent like nobody else. And now I'm actually starting to develop a little bit of a Midwest accent living in the Midwest, which is kind of strange for me, but you know, it's cool. It's kind of fun. That's what makes these parts of the country so much fun, is we're so big here in the United States that that we have our own little languages state to state, right? The slide. Okay, so now I glued my two circles together, and now I'm going to start to do a little surgery on these, which is always a little bit scary. I'm not as scared on this one because I do want to cut off some of this. I'm going to cut off this one completely. Oh boy. I'm going to cut that off right there like that. And then I'm going to cut this little stem off there to trim it up. So now it's a little bit smaller. It's going to fit a little bit better over here on my A2 size card because I've been using some different sizes. And let's see, should we keep that and get rid of this over here on this one? I think we should. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm going to definitely cut the berries off. We had that conversation already about not being afraid to lose your berries. So we got the berries off. Let's see if that's enough. I think that might be a little too big. I think I might cut this off here as well.
We don't say water anymore.
No, we don't say water. We don't say water, and we don't
Water.
say daughter and coffee.
Box of chocolates.
All right, what do you think of that? So I saved the berries up here, and then I saved these down here, but I cut all of these off. And we could actually maybe continue the wreath by wrapping that around there. Like that. Just getting it in a little closer. And I don't know. I think I might just leave it like that. I might just leave it like that. Let's see how it looks on the card. All right. So, oh, you know what? My daughter went to Interlochen Arts Academy. And so she met people from all over the country and all over the world. And one of her best friends, she had several really close friends, but one of her best friends was from the South. And I think, where was Sigrid from? Do you remember?
Mississippi?
Mississippi, maybe, yeah.
think, possibly.
And so one time she asked Alicia if she wanted a Coke, like a soda, like you want a Coke? And Alicia said, oh yeah, I'll have a Coke. And she said, okay, what kind? And Alicia said, what do you mean, what kind? And she goes, Sprite or, orange soda or root beer. And she's like, well, you wanted I want a Coke. And she goes, yeah, a Coke. All soda in where she came from was called a Coke. And then you distinguish what kind of Coke you wanted. Like if you wanted a Coke, but you wanted a root beer Coke or you wanted a Sprite Coke.
So how do you ask for just a Coke, Coca-Cola?
I don't know. Maybe you say a Pepsi. I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe somebody from the South can tell us, what would a true Coke be then? Oh, pop? Yeah, pop is real big up here in Wisconsin. People say pop. And another big common word up here in Wisconsin is, see if you know what this one means, a bubbler. What's a bubbler?
Yeah, we had a bubbler. Someone
say a bubbler?
Someone said bubbler.
Yeah, bubbler. That's a water fountain. What else is there? Oh, and another big thing. So I grew up in Philadelphia, and so did Tom. And when you were on one corner of the street and you wanted to go to the opposite corner of the street, we called that catty corner. So, I lived here and my friend lives catty corner to me. But up here, it's kitty corner. Completely different. Kitty corner. I'm telling you, we got to get it together as a country, everybody. Got to get on the same page. You guys got to know what kind of Coke I want.
It's fun.
It is fun. I love it. I love it. All right. So for the cardstock, I would love to go all white, but I also think a little wild dandelion might just brighten the day. What do you think? Too much yellow? Oh, maybe too much yellow. Is that too much yellow? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't weigh in too much.
Yeah.
But it really takes away from the
all right.
The wow of the flower.
Then let's go powder blue. Let's just see what that looks like. Powder blue. And is that better? Does that bring out that powder blue a little bit more? Remember, we're going with my shirt here.
Back in the dead space.
You like the powder blue better? All right, I think we're going to go with the powder blue. I don't have a spruce. That's the problem. So any green that I use is going to be too yellow and it's not going to match that. Now, I could just ink blend on white, but those greens are not going to match. And let me show you what I mean. I'll just pull some jelly bean green here so you can see it just totally doesn't do it. Like it's not going to work with this. So as much as I love greens, I think we got to kind of stick to either the blue or let's just look at the white. We'll go just straight ahead white background. And you guys tell me if you think the white is the ticket. Does that just show off all the color better or do you guys like the blue? Yeah, gray would probably be okay. We can look at the gray. Gray and yellow are gorgeous together. All right, let's look at the gray. One gray. Ooh, I do like the gray. Doesn't the gray just kind of blend away? Now I'm rhyming. And make all those colors pop more? Okay, no to the white. The white is out. Lots of people saying no to the white. I'm seeing a lot of people liking the gray. So here's my thought process on this. And this is just so you guys know how I pick. I will lay colors down, right? So I've got the blue here. And then when I do this, it's really pretty, but all I see is blue. I just see so much blue. When I do this, I see all the colors in the flowers. The only thing that matters, it's hard to see because my counter is gray, but let me put this up against another color here. When I do this, I see all the colors. The gray just kind of blends into the background. And there is a little grayishness in my shirt. So I think what some of you perceive as what I think it looks powder blue, it might look a little more gray. So I think, yeah, I'm going with gray. I'm going with gray. May not be everybody's favorite, but again, I really encourage you to make this card and then pick the colors that you like and share with us in the group. And also, if you want, I think it would be even fun to take it an extra notch and not just show us the card you made, but show us what inspired you. If you've got a pillow at home, or you've got a blanket, or you saw something on the internet that inspired you. This gray is Stormy Sky. So I like this gray. Now we can look at one more gray before we finally commit, just to see if we like it a little better. But this is the Stormy Sky. And the other one would be, and I think you guys might like this better, actually. This is our Soft Stone. So maybe you would like this better. I don't know. I don't know. Soft Stone here. Stormy Sky here. I think Stormy Sky. I love the comments. The comments are so awesome. Nope, too wishy-washy. Okay. It's a great comment, though. And I know exactly what you mean when you say that, too wishy-washy. It's pretty. It is. They're all pretty. I mean, is there really one that's ugly? No. But is there one maybe today that is just jazzing us? Yeah, I think it's this one.
Okay, so just curious from the dead space, how would that look with the black dye over top?
Oh, well, I think it would look really pretty with the black dye over top. Definitely, it would look more stained glass.
Too much?
But for me, I was trying to mimic my shirt.
Right.
And there isn't that black, so this feels a little more springy to me.
Right.
But I think it would still be beautiful. It would just have a different look. Now, if you want, you can also, don't forget, guys, it's not a choice between white and black. You could do any color overlay you want. You could have used Soft Stone, or you could have used Moonlit Fog as the overlay piece. So it wouldn't be so dramatic like black, but it would still have a little more color than the white. All right, so we're going to put this in the center. But before I actually stick it down, I'm just going to lay it there for a second. I am going to put the bigger piece. Well, they're not really that much bigger. I'm going to put one here like this, and I'm going to wrap the other one around here like that. And then we're going to create just a little banner. We're going to do one of our sentiment strips across the center. Yes, I agree. Silver or gold would look beautiful too. So anything like that would be fantastic. Now I need, oh my goodness, I need to make some foam strips here. So I've got this leftover sheet of Masking Magic, the bones of that, what is that called? The release paper. And I'm just going to put this on top. Makes it easier to cut my strips this way. I can cut a big strip, but when I start cutting a bunch of little ones, it's nice to have the release paper on there. Okay, so we'll get a strip for this one. We're stripping.
Okay, so our viewer C. Smith said that if you wanted a real Coca-Cola in the South,
Yes.
you say Coca-Cola.
Oh, so you got to add the...
So you say Coke for anything and Coca-Cola if you want a Coca-Cola. So that clears
that clears it up. Thank you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I was confused. I was wondering how people got what they want. All right, and I'm going to pop this one on here. And again, I'm going a little bit outside of the box. Thank you. I'm glad you like the colors I'm using. I did actually try to match my shirt today. If you just joined us, that was my goal, and I did bring my shirt into the mix. Okay. What I'm going to do, and this sounds crazy. Can I do it? I think I can do it. I'm going to pull this oval off, the circle off, and move the whole thing down just a little bit. That was tricky. Now I'm going to put this on. I just feel like it was too high up. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to just do a black sentiment strip right across the center, and I'm going to pop it up. So I'm going to pick one. Let me get my box of sentiment strips, and then we're going to add some dots on there. So let's see. Should we make this a thank you card, and we can use "So Very Grateful"? Let's do that. This is from the Mixed Messages sentiment sheets. And if you're new to Gina K Designs, I'm going to actually tack that down a little bit with a little foam square here because it's popping up. I don't like the way it's popping up. There we go. Okay. If you're new to Gina K Designs, you may not have seen we have sentiment strip dies that work with our sentiment strips that are pre-designed. So these are all pre-designed. So if you get a little bit, you're not crazy about the embossing powder, but you want that black with the white print, we've got tons of different options. And then we have this die set up here. This is our large sentiment strips. This is our small or regular sentiment strips. These are the ones that fit with this set. So I'm going to cut out "So Very Grateful" with my die cutting machine. But if you don't have the dies, you certainly can cut these into strips by yourself with a paper cutter. It's just, dies make everything easier. Oh, I love all of those, what you did today, Tom, with the words and how other states, what they call things. I think that's super fun to hear. I hope you'll do more of those.
Yeah, we'll find more of those.
Yeah, they're very fun. And then it's cool because we've got people from all over the place, and they can tell us the history, or they can finish it off and tell us the story. Okay. So very grateful. There we go.
So I think Larry is asking about fruit salad. What
Hi,
do
Larry.
you call fruit salad?
So fruit salad, it all started with me trying to be healthier. And so I told Tom I was trying to get healthier and I was going to start drinking, I was going to start consuming fruit salad. And fruit salad very quickly turned into sangria. So when you hear us talk about fruit salad, we're really talking about sangria. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a small bit here, just a small bit of this, because it's going to go in the center.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then I'm going to put that in the center of this so that it gives it some support in the center. And then the rest of it, I'm going to tape onto that part right there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
So Mary Ellen is asking what a Youper is. And I guess we're certainly no authorities, but a Youper is a reference to the Upper Peninsula.
Yes. It's a person that lives in the UP.
The UP, the Upper Peninsula, just above Wisconsin, where Wisconsin meets Michigan. And that's a wonderful drive, by the way.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Did we drive that in the spring? I think we did.
I think so.
Yeah. Great. The Youpers.
Love the UP.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try some black here just to see if that is a nice little accent color. I do believe it is. I love the way that pulls all of the black from everywhere else in the card. I think metallic would be pretty too. Also white, if you just want to keep it real simple. This would actually be a really pretty wedding card too, wouldn't it? So we'll glue those on there. And then we are done this card. So, and again, for those of you who just joined us, my goal was to match my shirt today. So I think I did a pretty good job. I think it matches pretty well.
Cool.
It's the bottom of my shirt. And let me get my Connect glue here and we will finish this off. Where is my super suit? Here it is. My jewel picker. Right, that looks, are they different sizes? I guess they are, yeah. My eyeballs are not working on the bottom of the card today. That's weird.
I think you might have to do that again, match your shirt.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fun because, again, like I said earlier, these are not necessarily colors I would have picked to put together. But I'm going to go smaller on those black ones, on those small ones. But I really do love the way it turned out. The color combo is just really awesome. And if you are new here, I always list all of the colors and everything I use over on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I would love you to give me a like on this video if you like it. And also, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be super helpful. It actually helps the channel a lot when people like videos and subscribe. All right, so there is that card matching me today. Let's do a front shot, Tom. Just a quick front shot.
Wow.
It matches pretty good, right?
It's great.
Okay.
Very cool.
All righty. Let's go back over there. We'll back this up just a little bit so it's got a good view. Okay, so we're going to give this card away to somebody today. And who is our lucky winner?
Do you have to give away your shirt too?
No, I'm not. They're not going to want it. The amount of sweat that's in this thing today.
Drum roll, please.
All right.
All right, the winner of the shirt card is Rosie Walker.
Rosie, congratulations,
Walker.
Rosie. You are our winner today. Thank you for your nice comment. And to everybody else who left a comment today, we always give away our card to one lucky commenter in the live chat. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I just had fun trying something new, and I hope you get inspired to look around in your world and see what colors jazz you. So Tom and I will be back next Tuesday, right? for another Stampin' Chat
Yes.
Live. And I'll be back over the weekend with another either 5-minute card video, Foil It Friday, or some other type of video for you that's pre-recorded on my channel. In the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We love you all so very much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and mwah, we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
What do you say over there?